fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram, live with you on your cricket show. I was a bit indisposed, and that's the precise reason I could not connect to you. Probably would have looked at my Twitter, but nevertheless, I'm back here. I'm out here to talk about the Indian victory over the Aussies, where keep the series alive. India were into a must-win situation, and yes, they came and they conquered Australia today by 36 runs. So we'll have I will do a short analysis of this particular match between India and Australia, and the other match that happened, which between South Africa and England, where England declared at 499 for 8, with Ollie Pope registering his maiden test and all-rounder Ben Stokes carving a neat century as well. So, so first, and also the other things that happening is the Under 19 World Cup has already started. Afghanistan have defeated the host South Africa in the first match with the leg spinner, a little known leg spinner from Afghanistan. His name I will have to recollect, but I can tell you that he picked up 6 wickets on his very first match in the Under 19 World Cup. And what a start for Afghanistan, beating the host South Africa in the first match, in the curtain raiser of the Under 19 World Cup in South Africa. First, let's look at the match between India and India. Were definitely under pressure, no doubt about it, after the mauling that took place when Warner and Finch went after the Indian bowlers. But today, Rajkot, as I said, was chock full of runs. The pitch was very easy to bat on. It was a real feather bed of a wicket, and one saw what happened. But it was a very interesting situation. First, let's look at the toss. The toss was actually won by the Aussies, and this time, once again, they decided that the Indians will bat first. But definitely, things were definitely much different than what happened. So, looking at the score here, India took full advantage of batting first on this wicket and put up a mighty score of 340 for 6. But again, by the standards of this particular Rajkot, one would say still a par score of 340 on this particular wicket. Now, if you look at the card there, they got a good start, so that was good. So that was good to know that India got a good start. Rohit Sharma contributing 42 of 44 deliveries with 6 boundaries. Dhawan once again showing his wonderful consistency as he went on to he just missed his century by 4 runs. He contributed 96 valuable runs of 90 deliveries, 13 fours and 1 6. But Virat Kohli, there was a talk going on, as you would remember, whether Kohli would be coming at number 3. Yes, the Indian captain Virat Kohli walked in at number 3 and played an innings of 78 of 76 balls with 6 boundaries. But one thing that we have to say about Virat Kohli today, that definitely one can say that Virat Kohli definitely won half the battle with Zampa, but Zampa was the man who actually dismissed Virat Kohli. He was caught by Stark. It was trying to, once again, Kohli was playing the lofted shot and it looked like going for a 6, but it was the calm head of Mitchell Stark, and he's a very tall man, and Stark managed to pluck it out, and he was gone. Now, the best thing to happen for India, Shreyas Iyer once again failing, and one thing is very, very surprising to me is that Shreyas Iyer is normally a very, very good player against spin, and it is very sad to see that he has given up his wicket to the spinners. Now, this was a ball which was nicely tossed up for Shreyas Iyer, and his middle stump was knocked back. He was trying to make a flick, and he missed it. But the good thing about everything here was KL Rahul. What a I would say, such a flexible cricketer. KL Rahul today coming in at number 5 And what an innings he played. I mean, innings of pure class. And Virat Kohli, the captain himself, said in the post-match presentation that this was a best knock that KL Rahul ever played in one-day international cricket. What a knock, and what a stupendous shot when he actually went over extra cover for a six. I mean, as you know, hitting the ball over extra cover for a six is something. Is We know that nowadays a lot of cricketers do it, but the poise with which Rahul did it was absolutely a real sight to watch. And KL Rahul ramped it up in the last 10 overs for India by really hitting the Australian bowlers all over the park, as he was run out for 80 of just 52 deliveries, which included 6 fours and 3 sixes. And KL Rahul has shown that he can fit into any position. What a knock from KL Rahul. And thanks to that knock, once again, Manish Pandey filling with the bat, Jadeja not out 20 and 340 for six. As I said, a par score on this nice batting track. And as far as the bowling was concerned, Cummins had none for 53. Mitchell Stark was wicketless, and he got rammed for 78 runs of his 10 overs. Richardson had 2 for 73. Zampa, once again, very impressive there. Once again, 10 overs, no maiden, 50 runs, but 3 wickets in the bargain. Ashton Agar was very costly, hit to the tune of 63 of his 8, 2 overs for 14, Manas Labuschagne. Now, Australia were chasing 340, but this time it was Jasprit Bumrah who started off by really troubling Aaron Finch, which was good to see on a batting track. Bumrah was able to extract life. In fact, not only that, he went on to bowl 2 maiden overs, and Finch was really struggling against Bumrah, inside edges, outside edges, and then if you look at the card there, Warner was out for 15. A stunning catch taken by Manish Pandey. These are the young legs of India. Ravindra Jadeja, Manish Pandey, Shreyas Iyer. They're all the young guns, the young legs of India. I wouldn't call Jadeja, but Jadeja is a bit, but still, the young guns are Manish Pandey and Shreyas Iyer. And Manish Pandey, what a stunning catch he took to see the back of David Warner pretty early. Aaron Finch made 33 of 48 3 boundaries, but it was Stephen Smith's knock which really stood out. But what a shame that he could not get. He truly deserved a century. He played some beautiful shots, some classic strokes, one could say, and Stephen Smith's contribution was 98. The power play overs, as I said, Bumrah was very tight. So the power play overs, the Australia also lost some wickets, so they could not take immense advantage out of it, and that really started putting the pressure. But Smith tried to steady the ship and started getting into the run act with his 98. And then Manas Labuschagne, the other day, he was making his ODI debut, but could not get an opportunity. But today he got it. He could not get to his 50, but he contributed 46 runs of 47 dealt with 4 fours, and he was not looking in any trouble unless Jadeja actually picked up his wicket. I mean, he was caught in 2 minds, and he ended up and he was caught by Shami. But after that, Alex Carey was 18 of 17. Kuldeep Yadav and Mohammad Shami got into the act, and Mohammad Shami especially started nailing his Yorkers absolutely on the stumps. And there was a danger man, Turner, still there. And Turner, as you would remember, in Mohali staged one of the most successful chases by Australia against all opposition. Chased more than this, not 340, I think 359. But today it was all Yorker stuff coming in from the Indian bowlers, Shami, Navdeep Saini, and also Jasprit Bumrah. And Shami was the one almost on a hat-trick there. Ashton Agar was castled by LBW bowled Saini, and then Shami sent back Cummins the next ball with another Yorker. And as I said, it was Yorker. It was Shami going full tilt at the Aussie batsman. Stark was out for 6. Richardson swung his bat for 24. Merrily, Adam Zampa. It was all over, 304 all out. And India leveling the I series 1-1, with the final one going to be a real cracker of a game on Sunday at the Bengaluru Stadium, and what a crowd which is going to assemble. Being a public holiday in India, it's going to be chock a block, and I'm sure sparks are going to fly in Bangalore. Bumrah, very good to see Bumrah, really doing what he's capable of doing always after coming back from his injury. 9.1 overs, 2 minutes, 1 for 32 was a very good spell of bowling, especially in the power play overs. Mohammad Shami was costly, but he picked up 3 for 77. Saini 2 for 62. Definitely will learn a lot here. Jadeja 258. Kuldeep Yadav got those vital wickets. He picked up, that was the turning point according to me, because he picked up Stephen Smith and I think it was, if I'm not wrong, it was Alex Carey. But Stephen Smith was the most vital wicket to take. And the man of the match was KL Rahul. And the reason KL Rahul got the man of the match, not only for his 80 runs that he made, but he was looking, the keeping that he did today was like a specialist wicket keeper. I mean, taking the balls very well, collecting the balls behind the stumps very well, and also taking some good catches. And he also did a stumping as well. And KL Rahul, oh my goodness, it was a wonderful exhibition by KL Rahul all round today, and it was really good to see for India. So now as I said, the final ODI is coming up on Sunday, and that should be a real cracker of a game. And also just to tell you that the wicketkeeper batsman KS Bharat has been called as cover-up for Rishabh Pant, who wouldn't be there in the next match at all. Now, we focus our attention now to the test matches. We are going to Port Elizabeth in South Africa, where England and South Africa were into their second day of the third test match, where England finished with England declared the innings closed at 499 for 9 declared, thanks to Ben Stokes making a century, and Ben Stokes made 120 with 12 fours and 2 sixes. But Ollie Pope was the one who held the innings together for England and saw to it that England reached a big total of 499 for 9 declared. His contribution being a maiden test run. He was scoring 50s very consistently, but today he went much bigger than that. And this is something which is going to give him a lot of confidence going forward in his test career. Ollie Pope not out 135, 18 fours and 1 6 that he hit off the bowling of Rabada when he swung him high, wide, and handsome into the terraces. And so Ollie Pope has really arrived for England, according to me. A wonderful player to watch. He strokes the ball to a nicety, and he's someone who is going to make a lot of sound for England in the near future, in the coming years for sure. Josh Buttler was out for just 1 run. Sam Curran made 44, and it was Mark Wood swung his bat like a rapier as he hit 5 sixes and 2 boundaries in a knock of 42. Absolutely one-day stuff there. 42 of 23 deliveries. Absolutely hammered the bowling. He went after Maharaj in a big way, but depositing him for sixes in a very consistent fashion. And look at his knock. 42 comprises of no singles and no twos, but only 5 fours and 2 sixes, which totals 42. That was 5 sixes and 2 fours. So basically 5 sixes are 30 and 42. Tremendous stuff there. 499 for 9 declared by the Englishmen, and nothing to talk about. Just Keshav Maharaj picked up a 5-wicket bag. And South Africa in the first innings at close of play were placed at 60 for 2, and the damage was done by none other than Dom Bess, the spinner, who picked up both the wickets to fall. He picked up the wicket of Peter Mallon for 18 with 2 boundaries. It was a pretty full delivery outside the off stump, and Mallon actually chipped it back to Dom Bess, who gleefully accepted it, and Bess was the one who made the breakthrough. And then Zubair Hamza got a very good delivery, I thought, because Yeah, in fact, Bess, the spinner, was actually trying to ball on the rough spot there, and the ball actually went into the short leg again. Pope was into business there. Zubair Hamza was out for 10 as England closed, South Africa closing the day at 60 for 2. The honors totally going to England. Relga not out 32 with six delightful boundaries, and the Night Watchman once again coming as a night watchman, probably for the second or third time in this series. He was not out on naught as South Africa closed the day at 60 for 2. Now, keeping the topic in South Africa, South Africa, there's a lot of cricket going in South Africa. The Under 19 World Cup, as I said, in South Africa has just started, and the Under 19 World Cup has already seen the hosts lose the first match. Host South Africa losing the first match against Afghanistan. And as I said, leg spinner from Afghanistan, giving his showing his share of googlies and leg breaks, picking up 6 wickets, which was great stuff. And as far as the Bangladesh Premier League was concerned, it was the final between the Rajshahi Royals and the KT. So I'm just going to tell you about that in a very brief manner. It was Rajshahi Royals and Kulna Tigers into the final, but it was Andre Russell, the captain of the Rajshahi Royals, firing them to a BPL title for the first time. And Andre Russell was not only the player of the match, he was also given the player of the series. So just I'm not going to go much in much detail on this. And that was as far as international cricket is concerned. I'm trying to see whether there is anything else that I could really share with you, dear fans. Yes, the name of the wrist spinner, Afghanistan wrist spinner's name is Shafiqullah Ghaffari, and take a bow. And Kagiso Rabada, as you know, that he has got a demerit point, and very unfortunate, as you know, the other day after taking Joe Root's wicket, he really, I would say, breached the spirit of the game when he went in front of Joe Root and started roaring and also following him when he was actually walking back to the pavilion, and that really ended up in a demerit point for him. He has already collected demerit points in the past as well, and that was not something that one would have wanted. But Kagiso Rabado, unfortunately, would be out of the final test match, which is coming up, and that too, it is coming up at the famous Wanderers, the Johannesburg, where we know it's a very pacey and a bouncy wicket, and Rabada would have been someone that England would have really loved to have. Sorry, South Africa would have loved to have. But what an unfortunate thing that Rabada won't be a part of the final test match, which is coming up between South Africa and England at the Wanderers in Johannesburg, the final test match. Well, dear fan subscribers, pleasure always bringing you this cricket happenings. Hope to see you all tomorrow on my next cricket happening show. And as I said, I was a bit indisposed, and that's the precise reason I'm doing this show a bit late today. Thanks for your company as always. And I have to say that you would be seeing a bit of an interruption. Probably my cricket show might not be coming for 1 or 2 days. I will tell you the reason. Nothing much, but I can tell you I'm a bit busy here. I'm planning for something, but definitely I will be catching up with you guys. But you can always keep yourself tuned. You will still see me on Saturday and Sunday, but Monday I can't really guarantee you. Saturday, Sunday probably. Monday I can't guarantee you. But nevertheless, I will definitely get in touch. You can always keep in touch with me on Twitter, on my cricket website, cricket-status.com, and my cricket happening show as well on YouTube. Thanks for your company as always. It's your host Ram bidding you all a very good night from my studios. Thank you.